Hey guys, today we're going to be learning a fingerstyle arrangement of Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Unfortunately, this can't exactly be explained in a 5-minute tutorial, so this is going to be a bit longer, but I'll try and make it as painless for you as possible, and I've arranged this song to try and be relatively easy for what it is, so it sounds nice, but it's not that hard to learn. This is a really long video, so I've tried to organize it as much as possible so that you're not stuck aimlessly watching the whole thing, and instead you can navigate to only the parts you actually need to see. So here's the video navigation, and I've also got the same time codes in the description below so that you can switch to a different part of the video at any time. So I'm going to start off with some important information that you really should listen to before diving into it. It'll hopefully make your time learning this a lot easier. After that, I've got a playthrough of the entire song at half speed, and that's got close-ups of both the right and left hand that people who want to just watch along with that can. After that, I've got an in-depth walkthrough where I walk you through note by note of each section in the song. And you can see the different time codes of the different sections right here. So you can use whatever method you want. I tried to structure this so that everybody will be able to learn the song in a way that works for them. One thing I want to mention right now is if you want to make learning this song a lot easier for yourself, you can head over to my Patreon account, which I've just recently set up. And if you sign up for the $5 a month membership, then that'll get you access to this tab as well as all other tabs for anything I release moving forward. I'm going to start doing a lot more fingerstyle arrangements. If you just want this single tab and you don't want to continue afterwards, you can always pay the $5, get this tab, and then cancel your membership. That's totally fine as well. Now I know obviously you'd rather I didn't charge for it, but just like you, I've got bills to pay and I've got to eat too, so I can't offer everything for free. So I do have to charge for some things, and that's usually my premium content. And that's the stuff I really try and make as best as possible to help you. And I've only made it $5, which I think should be pretty affordable to most people, and it does really go a long way to helping this channel grow. So I really appreciate the support of anyone who does that. So that's optional, you're still going to be able to learn it fully without the tab, but it will make it a lot easier for you. And for anyone who is following along with the tab, I've got markers at different points in the tab that align with pieces of this video, so you should be able to follow along pretty easily. Now, if you've never played any fingerstyle guitar before, honestly, you probably don't want to try this because it's going to be too tough for you. What you should do instead is go through my free Intro to Fingerstyle mini course that you can get by following the link in the description below. Once you've been through that and you've had a bit more practice, then you can come back to this song and it'll be a lot more manageable for you. Now, if you want to play at the same key as the actual song, then you're going to want to put your capo on the 2nd fret. I just play it in an open position though because I think it sounds nice still, and then you don't have to worry about the capo. We're going to start off with the part that's played in the musical interlude after the chorus in the regular song, but I think it sounds cool as an intro here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that for this song, I'm basically just playing the entire thing in standard finger-picking positioning for your right hand. What that means, if you don't know, is that your thumb is going to play the 6th string, the 5th string, and the 4th string. Your first finger is going to play the 3rd string. Second finger is going to play the 2nd string, and your 3rd finger is going to play the 1st string. So when in doubt, just use standard positioning, because that's what I'm going to do for basically this entire song. And it'll make it go quicker here so that I don't have to say which finger on the right hand I'm using each time, because you're going to know. I'll make sure to note any time that I'm not playing in standard positioning. But unless I say otherwise, just assume that your thumb is playing the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. Your first finger is playing the 3rd, second finger is playing the 2nd, and your 3rd finger is playing the 1st. So to start off, we're basically just doing a slide down the fretboard here with the same pattern. You're going to start with your first finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and your pinky on the 7th fret of the 1st string. And then with your right hand, you're going to start by playing with your thumb on the 4th string, and then you're going to do 3rd finger on the 1st string, 2nd finger on the 2nd string, then 1st finger on the 1st string again. And on that first note, you're going to play the 4th and the 1st strings at the same time. So there's our first 3 notes. Then from there, we're just going to do a few slides down and do the exact same right hand pattern. So after that, you're going to slide your first finger down to the 4th fret of the 4th string, and then your pinky down to the 5th fret of the 1st string, and do the exact same right hand pattern. 4th and 1st, then 2nd finger on the 2nd string, then back to 3rd finger on the 1st string. So far, that's like this. Then we're going to slide again and do the same pattern. To the 2nd fret on the 1st finger, and the pinky is going to be on to the 3rd fret. And do the exact same right hand pattern. Then you're going to move down so that the first finger is playing nothing, or the open, and the pinky's on the 2nd fret. And do that pattern one more time. So then all together, what we've got so far is this. Then we're going to take everything off and switch it up. So you can grab your C chord with the left hand, and then with the right hand, you're going to start by playing your thumb on the 5th string and your 3rd finger on the 1st string at the same time. And then you're going to keep that held and play your 1st finger on the 3rd string, then your 2nd finger on the 2nd string, then you're going to play your 3rd finger on the 1st string. Then you're going to take off your 1st finger from the C. And you're going to play the open 2nd string with your 2nd finger. Then with your 1st finger, you're going to play the 3rd string. And that's that run. Then you're going to grab your D chord, and you can either use all 4 of these fingers, thumb on the 4th string, 1st finger on the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd string, and 3rd finger on the 1st string, and you can play them all at the same time. Or, what makes it just kind of a little fancier, is if you pick them all almost at the same time, but slightly varied. So kind of an arpeggio, just really fast, so it's basically the same chord. Just makes it a little bit fancier and that little bit more interesting. And that's our entire opening riff. And then you can work it up and get it a little bit faster until you reach the full speed. Now, one thing to try and do with this is to try and make your changes as smooth as possible. So instead of making it jumpy, like that, with your pinky just playing the notes for really short, try and hold them as long as you can to make it nice and smooth. It's a subtle difference, but it'll make your playing a little bit smoother sounding. Now we're going to move into what's basically the first verse of the song. So what we're kind of doing in the song is playing the melody with our fingers, and then our thumb, for the most part, is doing a bass line. So it's kind of like we're playing two instruments at once, but it's still only one guitar. So you're going to start, and with your thumb, you're going to play the open fourth string. And then with your left hand and your second finger, you're going to hammer onto the second fret. Then you're going to play the open third string with your first finger. Then you're going to grab what's the lower half of a G chord. So on your left hand, you're going to put your third finger on the third fret of the sixth string, and your second finger on the second fret of the fifth string. Then you're going to play the sixth and the third string at the same time. And then our thumb is going to do sixth, fifth, fourth, 3 times. So we're going to do this. Then you're going to play the sixth and the second string. Now, keeping this third finger on the sixth string, because we want that to ring out, you're going to take either your second finger or your first finger and put it on the second fret of the third string. Then you're going to play that, and then take that off and play the open string. So now our first start of the verse is like this. Now we're going to switch to an E minor chord on the left hand, and then we're going to play a similar pattern, just slightly different strings. So that line's going to look like this. We're going to start with the sixth and the second. Then we're going to play the fourth and the third string. And you're going to do that bass run 3 times. And then you're going to play the open third string, second finger on the second fret, and then up to the open second string. So now we've got the first few lines of the verse. So together that's going to look like this. And you can hear where the melody is in that one. So continuing on, you're going to grab the bottom half of a C chord. So grab your regular C chord and then take off your first finger. Then you're going to play the 5th and the 2nd strings. Then take that first finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then pull off to the open. And one thing to remember with pull-offs, instead of just fretting it and then taking your finger off, you want to fret it and then actually flick your finger a little bit, which will make the note that comes off a lot louder. So that's going to be like this. And you can hear how they've basically got the same volume. Then you're going to play the 3rd and the 5th string, then the 4th string, then the 3rd string, then the 5th, 4th, 3rd again, and then play the 3rd string again, then put your first finger on the 2nd fret, and then play the 2nd string. And then to end that off, you're going to put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and play the 4th and the 3rd string at the same time. And then I'm just going to add in a little run here that spices it up a bit. So then you're going to grab a D chord. But instead of our standard fingering, where you've got your 2nd finger on the 1st string and your 1st finger on the 3rd string, we're actually going to switch those two around. So now you've got your 2nd finger on the 3rd string and you've got your 1st finger on the 1st string. This just makes it a little bit easier because that's the positioning we were already in. So now you're going to play 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 4th string, then up to the 1st string. Okay, so here's what we've got up to this point. It feels like we've been doing this for a while, but we've actually made it through a decent amount of the song. So that's basically actually the first half of the verse. So the second half is going to be kind of similar. We're just going to have some minor variations as the melody changes. So moving on, we're going to do the similar riff we've seen before, where we start with the 2nd string, then go to 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then pull off to the open. And then you're going to put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then you're going to play the 6th and the 2nd. And then we're going to do another 3-note run and repeat that 3 times. So you're going to start with these, then play the 4th string, then the 3rd string, and then repeat the 6, 4, 3 3 times. Then you can put your 2nd or your 1st finger onto the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and you're going to hammer really quickly onto the 3rd fret with your 3rd finger. This is called a grace note. It's a really quick note that doesn't even get a timing value. It's just meant to kind of give an extra accent. Then you're going to play the open 2nd string. So that line is going to sound like this. And you're going to put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and play the 6th and the 3rd. Then play the open 3rd string twice. And then you're going to grab an E minor and do a 6-5-4 run twice. Then play the open 3rd string, 2nd fret 3rd string, open 2nd string. So that part is then you're going to grab the bottom half of a C chord like we did earlier, just leave off that 1st finger, and play the 5th string, the 3rd string, and the 2nd string at the same time. Then, while you're keeping that held, you're going to hammer on with your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So play 6, 3, 2 at the same time, and then hammer onto the 2nd string. Then you're going to play the 2nd string again, then play the open 2nd string, then move your 2nd finger to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then play the 3rd and the 4th string. Then open 3rd string, 2nd fret 3rd string, open 2nd string. Then finish that off by putting your 2nd finger down on the 3rd string again and playing the 3rd and the 4th. So now I'll back up for a second and show you what we've just learned. And that'll end us off at the end of the verse. Then we're going to move into the pre-chorus. So now here's everything we've done up to now. So now moving forward, let's get into the pre-chorus. So now we're going to try adding some percussive hits into this section, which are basically just clicks on the 6th string that kind of give you a snare drum kind of sound. So the best way I find to do this is to take the thumb and you're going to just give a nice easy whack down on the strings. You don't need to be too hard, but you do have to use some force because otherwise it won't really sound out as anything. And I find it takes a little bit to not miss the string all the time. So what if I make that easier is instead of just aiming for the 6th string, if you kind of aim for the 5th and the 6th at the same time, you're more likely to actually hit it and get that click than if you just try for this and you sometimes miss it. And we're going to use these in a few different places in this rhythm. So you might want to practice these just on their own for a minute to kind of get the hang of it. And try and get somewhat of a consistent sound. So once you're ready to do that, we'll move into the pre-chorus. You're going to start with a hit on the 6th string. Then put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Play that 3 times. Then play it again and slide to the 5th fret. And then play the open string. And then play the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So the pre-chorus starts like this. Then you're going to grab that same G chord form with just the bottom strings like we've done previously. And our rhythm for this is going to be 2nd and 3rd string, then down to the 6th string, then the 4th, and then you're going to play the 2nd and 3rd string again, and this time with a percussive hit at the same time. Now, if these are too tough for you, you don't have to do the percussive hit. You can totally leave it out, and the song will be the same. But if you're up for a challenge, you can try this out. I'd recommend starting without the hits, and then later, once you've learned it without the hits, add the hits in. So you're going to do 2nd and 3rd, 6, 4, 2nd and 3rd with the hit or without it. Then 6, 4, 2nd and 3rd. Then again, 6, 4, 2nd and 3rd. And then take your 1st finger and play the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Then play the open 3rd string. So together, this part's going to look like this. So basically, this percussive hits are going to be on beat 2 and beat 4. And they're optional to do, so you can do them or leave them out if you'd prefer. But so far, we've got this. And then we're kind of going to follow the same pattern on different chords. You're going to grab your E minor next, and then do again 2 and 3, 6, 4, 2 and 3 with a percussive hit, 6, 4, 2 and 3, 6, 4, 2 and 3 with a percussive hit. Then back to that 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then the open 3rd string. So these two lines are basically the same thing. So you can see they got basically the exact same pattern. After that, we're going to move on to a C chord. So you're going to grab your C and take off that 1st finger like we've done most of this song. And then you're going to play the 2nd and the 3rd strings. And then hammer on to that 1st fret. Then you're going to play 5, 4. And then play the open 2nd string with a percussive hit. Then play 5, 4, 3. And then this time, you're going to do a percussive hit, but with your 3rd finger, you're going to play the 4th string. Because our thumb's occupied, we can't exactly play the 4th string with our thumb. So that whole line is like this. Then put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Play the 6th and the 2nd. then 4, 3, 2 with a percussive hit. First finger on the first fret of the second string, pull off to the open, then play the second fret of the third string and the open fourth string. So now that bit is and that's the first half of the pre-chorus. So now we're going to have a little bit of a riff to transition. We're going to start with our third finger on the second fret of the third string, slide up to the fourth, then slide back down to the second, then play the open. So then the next half of the pre-chorus is going to be basically the exact same thing as the first half, just with a very slight variation. The only things that are going to be different are the transition phrases, which is basically shifting from the first half of the pre-chorus to the second half, and then from the pre-chorus to the chorus. And that's going to look like this. You're going to play the open third and hammer onto the second fret. Now this is going to be another grace note, so just a really quick one. Then you're going to do the same thing from the open to the third fret of the second string. Then you're going to play the open second string. Then second fret of the third string with your first finger. Hammer onto the fourth fret. Pull off to the second. Pull off to the open. So that ending is like this. And that's going to transition us into the chorus. Now, moving into the chorus. So our transition riff sounds like this. Then you're going to do a percussive hit. Open sixth and third. Second. Then you're going to do your second finger on the third fret of the fifth string and your third finger on the third fret of the first string and play those two. Then take your first finger and put it on the second fret of the first string and play that, while still holding this second finger over here. Then you're going to do a percussive hit with the open first string. Then back to the second fret. And put your third finger on the third fret of the sixth string and play the sixth and the second. Then 4, 3, 2 and 3 with a percussive hit. 6, 3, move your third finger up to the third fret of the second string and play the fourth and the second. Then the first fret of the second string. Then a percussive hit with the open string. Then second finger on the second fret of the third string. So all together, what we've got of the chorus so far. Then you're going to play the open 6th and 3rd. And then you're going to do a similar riff. We're going to do a percussive hit, 6 and 3, 2, same 3rd finger, 3rd fret 1st string, and 2nd finger, 3rd fret 5th string. Play those 2. 2, open with a percussive hit. So that part's the exact same, and we're going to repeat that several times in this chorus. Then you're going to go to the 3rd fret of the 6th string with the open 2nd. 4, 3, 2 and 3 with a percussive hit. 6, 3, then the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and the 4th string at the same time. 2, 2, 2 with a percussive hit. Then play it again with a slide to the 5th. So now our chorus up to this point sounds like this. Then you're going to play the open 6th and open 2nd. Then 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and pull off to the open. Then open with a percussive hit. Then 6, 3, our same riff here. Then back to this 3rd finger here, and then the 3rd, and then the 6th and 2nd strings. Then the 4th string, 3rd string, 3rd with a percussive hit. 2nd fret, 3rd string, open 2nd string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string, and the 4th string. 1st to the open with a percussive hit. 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Then the open 6th and 2nd strings. 2nd fret of the 3rd string, open 3rd string, open, grab the lower half of the C chord, and play the 5th, 3rd, and 2nd at the same time. Then play the 1st fret on the 2nd string, then play the open 2nd string. Then you're going to play the open 3rd string, hammer onto the 2nd fret, 6th string 3rd fret, and 2nd string, 2nd fret 3rd string, pull off to the open, open again, 2nd fret of the 3rd string and the 4th string, then the open 3rd string one more time. I know we went through a lot in that chunk, but that last bit sounds like this. And now to end the song, we're going to play the exact same riff that we started the song with. So if you forget that, you can check back to the beginning of the video. And then to end this song, grab a G chord and then strum it slowly with just your thumb. And if you want to end it really nicely, I'm going to do what's called a pinch harmonic on the 15th fret. So if you've never seen this before, it's going to take you a little bit to get. And you don't have to play this, but it's a nice addition that kind of makes a subtle little nice ending. So you're going to take, what you're going to do is you're going to keep that G chord, and once you've strummed it out, you're going to take your first finger and just rest it on the 15th fret. So the 12th fret is where the 2 dots are. Then 13, 14, 15. You're going to rest it right above the fret, and then with your thumb, you're going to play the string. Now, if you're a little bit too far in either direction, you're going to get a click. You'll get nothing. So you want to be right on the fret and find the sweet spot that's going to give you the clearest note. And that just kind of adds a nice little fun ending to it. And that's the entire song. Hope you enjoyed.